Hey everybody, I just wanted to go ahead and take some time to make a foundation tutorial. Um, I recently stumbled on this, they call it the HD Complexion Starter Kit. It's by Makeup Forever. I was looking for a really good professional foundation. I was tired of using the drugstore foundations like the Fit Me and whatever else, because the Fit Me is the one I was using before, and I felt like it just wasn't giving me coverage. Like it was a sheer application, and because I'm a hairdresser, like halfway through the day, my makeup would be completely off my face from sweating, whatever. So I discovered this right here. It's the HD Complexion Starter Kit. It came with all of this stuff. It came with a full size, I don't have the lid on it, but it came with a full size foundation that you see right there. And they match it up to your shade. I don't even remember what my shade is, but they match it up to your shade. I matched mine up myself. It comes with also a face primer, the HD High Definition Primer. It comes with this awesomely amazing kabuki brush. This thing is pretty much the best kabuki brush I've ever seen. It's super, super soft. Definitely gets the job done. I really enjoy this brush that came with it. I think, let's see. Yeah, there was one more thing. The HD High Definition, it's a translucent powder is what it is. And I use this to set my makeup after putting it on. They call it their micro finish powder. But this stuff is actually kind of like proved me wrong. I've always thought that translucent powders have a tendency to create like a white cast on your face or kind of white out all that foundation that you just took the time to put on there. But this particular one really didn't seem to do that to me, so I really liked it, and I apply it with the kabuki brush, and I'll show you how to do that. The other thing we're going to be using for face today, the only thing that's really not in the HD kit, is this. It's by Hard Candy. It's called Glamoflauge. It's actually meant to be, it says heavy duty concealer. It's actually meant to be a tattoo concealer. I tried it on my tattoo that was on my foot, and it really, I don't think it did that. But as far as like, I, by the way, have a bare face right now. I have absolutely no makeup on. Just got out of the shower. I'm sorry, my hair is wet. But yeah, this works really good as an under eye concealer to kind of get rid of my darkness I have here. Let me see if I can get closer. I am sitting on the floor right now. But like to cover up this blemish right here, or I have really large pores on my cheeks. I know you probably can't see it, sadly. But, I mean, it covers up, for me, all of those imperfections on our faces. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started with my face application. Okay, first things first, you always, always, always want to prime your face. So we're going to use the HD primer. And I squirt out about that much to start with, like maybe a pea-sized amount. And I just kind of dab it on my forehead in 3 spots, maybe down my nose. And just kind of up and away from your nose is where you want to go. You don't want to, you always want to do everything from the inside out whenever you're doing anything with your makeup, because that's what's going to give you the most flawless finish. Take about the same amount in here, dab it on my cheeks. I do like this primer. I almost feel like it's a little bit too liquidy for me. I have oily skin, so anything that's liquidy, I don't feel like stays in its place properly. I have tried the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, which is more of a gel, and I feel like for oily skin, that's really the way to go. It is oil-free. This one actually doesn't say that it's oil-free. I really don't actually know if it is. I should probably... Okay, it is oil-free. It says on the box. It's an oil-free lightweight primer. But still, like I said, I feel like it's a tad bit watery, so I don't know if you're going to like the consistency of it, but it does a good job at keeping my foundation on. I'll give it that. So once we've got our primer on, typically you want to conceal after you've got your foundation on. Hold on, let me readjust myself here. Okay. Typically, you want to conceal your face after you've already got your your foundation on. Only because if you conceal a lot of times underneath your foundation, then once you go to put your foundation on top of whatever you concealed, it's going to move that concealer. So it's almost like you really didn't do anything. This stuff is the exception. This glamoflauge right here, this stuff is so heavy. It's like a tube of paint. This stuff is so heavy. But anyway, I just kind of barely squirt it out on the end. I don't know if you can see. And I just dot it. Maybe like 4 little dots underneath my eye. If I'm going to be highlighting, which I will do just a little bit, I'll go up my nose just slightly. Less is more with this glamoflauge. Like, seriously, this stuff is super duper heavy. Like, that's probably way too much on my face, so I'm probably gonna have a white face, so that's cool. I can fix that with foundation later. But whenever you're highlighting your face, too, good thing is to just kind of think about the middle of your face needs to remain the brightest, and out here along your cheeks should probably be the darkest, because that's going to be the most slimming. But then I'm just going to go ahead and see how thick that stuff is. It's crazy. I do get a lot of redness right here on my T-zone and my nose, and I'm just using my finger to really spread this around. And by the way, ring finger is always going to be your softest application finger. So if you don't want to be too heavy with it, then use your ring finger. I'm actually going to use my middle right now. I'm just used to using my middle finger for makeup. But see now how that's highlighted the middle of my face right here? It's kind of narrowed out my face just a bit. I'm going to go through and definitely get my under eye area along the tops of my cheekbone. So you can kind of see I'm just pulling it out and blending. Blending, blending, blending. With this eye. And like I said, this is just a foundation tutorial, so if you want to see eye makeup, please go to one of my other tutorials. But this is pretty much what I do to my face on a daily basis. This is my daily highlighting contouring. If I was going to go out somewhere, or I knew I was going to be having a lot of pictures taken of me somewhere, then I may spend just a little bit more time contouring and highlighting than what I am now. But for the most part, I'm really just using this to conceal, like on my cheeks and. But see how it creates almost like a lighter effect in certain areas of my face? I don't know if you can really see. But it does definitely get rid of the under eye circles that I have. Now you could go on top, like wait for this to dry, and then go on top with this again and do a second coat. But I really try to keep my face from looking cakey, so I try to do as little coats of everything as I possibly can. So, alright, we've primed our face, we've concealed our face, now we're going to put on our face. So this is the HD Makeup Forever. This is actually, before I even show you that, this is my brush that I use for my foundation. It's E.L.F. Stipple Brush. I absolutely love this brush. It really gives me an airbrush finish, and you're going to see that very shortly, how this functions. I'm going to take my foundation, Makeup HD Forever, and I'm going to hold out my wrist, and I'm going to put 3 half pumps right there. So you can kind of see this color. My skin has a bit of yellow to it, as does my foundation. And I'm just going to take it off of my hand. I'm going to start on my cheeks. I just kind of loosely dab it on right now. I feel like I need just a little bit more in my brush, so. Now you don't want your face to be like completely coated, like a mask with this stuff. But you can see I'm dabbing with the stippling brush. I'm stippling with the stippling brush, actually. But dabbing and pulling. Where the main areas you want to dab are where you concealed, like under your eyes, because if you do too much brushing, then you're going to kind of wipe away what you did. But really the brushing needs to go around the outside of your face. But see how it's just kind of erasing any imperfections, even a lot of the shine that you may have seen on my face before we got started. And I haven't even set the makeup yet. Now with the foundation, because I am an oily skin person, I do enjoy a second coat of my foundation. I don't like a second coat of my concealer, but foundation, definitely. There we go. I don't know if you can see that very well. But see, it's just very flawless. I don't feel like I have any of my perfections. That blemish I had over here virtually gone. Once I put on a second application of this, I mean, it's pretty much going to be like a matte, flawless finish. And that's what I like about this translucent powder we're going to put on next, is it really is mattifying. It absorbs a lot of oil. This HD Makeup Forever stuff is awesome for oily face people, for sure. I'm going to put 3 more of the half pumps of my HD foundation. Kind of pick it up with my brush a little bit. Again, put it on my cheeks or areas where I feel like I want even more coverage. I mean, but you could go all day and probably layer this stuff on if you really wanted to. But it really refines my pores on my cheeks also. I can't even say enough good stuff about the HD Makeup Forever. Really can't. So just going to go through with my second foundation application. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take, make sure I got it all even here in my mirror. So that's a good amount of coverage for me. I feel like my face is completely covered. I feel good about this. So I'm going to go ahead and take my HD translucent powder right here and my kabuki I got right here. And now there is a method to how I enjoy applying, and I think is the most effective way to apply a translucent powder. I tap out just a little bit on the lid of one of my makeup palettes, and I just really make sure that my whole brush is covered in this stuff. It doesn't really show up on your brush, which is good. I start on my forehead, and I'm actually patting it. So you can see how it's literally matting the makeup right in front of your eyes. And this just makes it to where you always, by the way, ladies, should set your foundation with a powder. If you're using a liquid foundation, I don't care who you are, what skin type you have, you need to be setting your foundation. There's no excuses. You just gotta find the right one for you. Like I said, HD Makeup Forever, great for oily skin. I just get a little bit more. I put it on my cheeks. But it really sets my makeup in there. Like I said, I haven't done a single sweeping motion since I started putting this on. To really absorb the oil on your face, you need to be patting, because when you do streak with this translucent powder, it doesn't give a very nice effect. So there you go. Got that on. At this stage in the game, this is where I would go ahead and put my eye primer on. Which I'm actually not going to do. I have two types, which I'll be doing comparisons on in the future. But it's the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. It's actually a mini one. It came in a palette of mine, so I've been giving it a try. I do like it. I actually like that as opposed to the Too Faced. It has an applicator. Too Faced is wonderful. It's a little bit more liquidy too at times, but it's just got an applicator like that. But yeah, I would go ahead and I would apply my eye primer, and then I would continue with my eye makeup. I'm going to go ahead and take down this webcam and see if I can get a clearer view for you of my face. I mean, I feel it gives me pretty good coverage. There's still a couple blemishes that are showing on my cheeks, but here we go. But for the most part, I mean, I feel like it gave me really, really good coverage. It gave me a very matte finish. I hope that this was helpful. I know it's very difficult being a woman to find a good foundation that you can actually stick to and that's consistent and that you like. So I really hope you'll consider getting the HD kit. I think I got this kit for like $79, $80, but it's really not a bad deal considering you get a full-size foundation and you get to try out their primer and you get a brush and all that good stuff. So, thank you very much for watching today. Feel free to comment me below, especially if you have any questions regarding brushes, foundation, anything like that. Once again, thank you, and stay tuned for more of my videos.